Yes people, welcome back to the channel, and as you could probably tell by the title of this video, in this video we're going to be talking about why you might not want to buy a Surron Light BX in 2024. So to start this video, we are cruising down some canals again. Like mentioned in previous videos, these are private stretches of canals. They are owned by a private company who grants you access, therefore they are private. So as well as talking about why we might not want to buy a Surron in 2024, we're also going to be cruising around and trying a few little locations that we've never been to before, seeing how we get on with the Surron. But seeing as I recently snapped a belt on my Surron, the first point I'm going to say why you might not want to buy a Surron Light BX is because it is belt driven, which means one side of the motor you have a belt which spins, which then converts to the chain, which then spins the back wheel. Once you start upgrading the power on these bikes, the belt finds it difficult to keep up, and I've known people to strip belts, break belts, and once your belt goes, if you haven't got a spare or the tools to change it, cheers boys, if you haven't got the belts or the spares to change it, then there's a good chance that you'll be stuck on the trail.
Cheers guys.
No worries mate. They're good fun. So there are other options available other than the Surron which do not use belts. For example, the Talaria is a perfect example. Talarias don't use belts, they have a gearbox system instead. It's a lot less likely that you're going to break your gearbox system whilst out on a ride. And like mentioned, if you are out on a ride and you strip or break a belt, unless you've got a spare belt and the tools to change it, you're going to be stranded. You're going to hit the throttle and your motor's going to spin, you're going to hear a little whiz, you will not move anywhere. Even if you do have a spare belt and the kit to change the belt, it's still quite a hard job, it's time consuming, it's going to take you at least half an hour, you have to remove bits and bobs to be able to get to it. People have found slightly easier ways of doing it, but none of them are ideal. So the first reason why you might want to not look at a Surron and look at the other options are the belts. The next reason why you might not want to buy a Surron in 2024 is the lack of places to ride them. And I've owned my Surron now for about a year and 4 months, and over that year I have really struggled finding official places to ride the Surron. There's grey area places where people will say they don't mind you riding, but you shouldn't really be there. You can get away with riding, but it's still not ideal. I've tried to go to bike parks before and talk to the locals and the people that run them, and they're not happy with Surrons being there. We quite regularly go to a pump track which seems to be quite dead and empty. You may have seen it in a previous video, and we will be back there later today. Ride there and we get away with it. You also probably shouldn't be riding in these places. And then when it comes to actual track riding and private land, trying to find places to ride Surrons, there is a very small number of places where you can get away with riding it. However, the majority of places won't want you there. It's hard to find the tracks that have just electric days only, so you may be competing with actual dirt bikes. So it really is hard to find places to really ride your Surron and have a good time on it without maybe getting some hate or taking a risk. Another reason why you might not want to buy a Surron in 2024 is the price range. As there is more options available now, which I will talk about a bit later in the video, the price range of the Surron for what you get for the money isn't the best option anymore. For a start, when the Surron was one of the first bikes on the scene, it was the ideal option, mainly because there wasn't many other options, there wasn't such competition. Surron could basically set the price range for themselves and say, look, we're the only ones making these bikes, so we're going to put them at whatever price we want. So when I first bought my Surron, I think I paid £4,695. I know that Surron have dropped the price. I think you can get them now roughly brand new for around £3,700, which is still, don't get me wrong, a very pricey price. It's better than I originally paid. Thank you. Cheers. So yeah, one of the other reasons you might not want to buy a Surron in 2024 is being the price range and what you get in the package for that price. And then moving quickly on to the last point, just so we can get it out of the way and we can ride and have a good day. And so the last reason why you might not want to purchase a Surron in 2024, specifically a Light BX, is Surron are rumoured to be bringing out a new model of the Light BX. I would imagine that this is to compete with the other competition on the market. So we know that Talaria has released a fair few options of bikes. You've got the Triple X, you've got the Sting, you've got the Sting R. They have really listened to their customers and listened to the changes that people want, whether it be a bike that doesn't cost as much, a bike that costs the same but with more features. You've now got the E-Ride Pro bikes, which have come out recently, and out of the box, the package that you're getting with these bikes for the price really does seem to be the best option. So I think the E-Ride Pros retail around what a Surron would have retailed before, around 4,700, between 4,700 and 5,000 pounds. However, what you're getting in that package is so much more than a light BX. So you're obviously getting the full bike with modifications made to the bike that have made it better than a Surron. Although the E-Ride Pros are very close, although the E-Ride Pros have been designed and built very close to what a Surron Light BX would be built, they've made a few changes, such as a change to the frame, changes to some of the parts that come along on the bike that you would end up upgrading on your Surron Light BX. So money you would have spent on upgrades, you just pay up front and you get the bike out the box and you have to do nothing to it. And then the big selling point that everybody's going to be talking about, the one that really makes a difference, is out of the box, the E-Ride Pro is going to come with a 72 volt battery. I don't know anyone that has bought a Surron and is necessarily happy with the power once they've seen that they can have more. Although people might not rush to buy a 72 volt battery because of the price of the battery, people still want them, including myself. If they weren't so expensive, I definitely would have bought one by now. I've been biding my time, trying to get other bits and bobs on the bike before going for the battery, trying to use the stock power to its full potential. Although I did get sent the torque controller, which doubled the power of the bike, which made it a completely different beast for me. Okay, just before we get distracted, what the hell is that? What a strange thing to have set up in your back garden. That's creepy. I've been distracted now. So yeah, although I got given the Torp controller to make videos on by Torp, again, shout out to Torp. If you need a controller for the bike, I recommend getting the Torp, especially if you're going to keep the stock battery. I've been biding my time and basically trying to get the most out of my stock battery that I possibly can before going ahead and going for a 72 volt upgrade, literally because of the price. I think the cheapest 72 volt battery I found from a reputable company that is going to give you support with your battery afterwards and warranty with the battery if it does go wrong, I think the cheapest one I found is upwards of £2,000. You might get lucky and you might find a second-hand 72 volt battery, but I've been looking for months and have not found an option to me that looks good enough to go and purchase. You can't trust that somebody's selling that battery in a good condition. They might have used it and somehow burnt the battery out. They might have had battery problems, so now they're looking to get the most money they can back for it. So they might tell you the battery works fine and they might be able to prove to you there and then that it works fine. You could go back, stick it in your own bike, and you could have endless troubles. The BMS could be faulty. They could have even taken the battery apart and modified it. Again, they might have tampered with the battery, which has voided the warranty. If you buy second hand, you don't get that warranty with the battery if it's offered in the first place. So for me, that would make the E-Ride Pro at the minute the best bang for buck out of the box. The E-Ride Pro is looking like the best bike you can go and buy straight away, to compare with the Light BX, because obviously you've got the Ultra B. Talaria are bringing out the Talaria Dragon, which to me seems to be the competition for the Surron Ultra B. But the main reason you shouldn't buy a Light BX just yet, especially an older version, is just wait for the new one to come out. If you're looking at buying a Surron Light B and you're looking to get a brand new one, just wait till they bring out the 2024 version. But for a lot of people, this is actually going to work in your favour, because with the Surron 2024 being rumoured to come out and hopefully a lot more modifications and upgrades being made to it, people who have the Light B and have had the Light B for a couple of years, maybe done some awesome upgrades to it, might be bored of the Light B that they've currently got and are going to want to upgrade to the new one, they're all going to be selling their bikes. People are going to be getting rid of their old Light BXs in the hopes of making some cash back, putting some money towards a new Light BX, meaning that you might get a Surron for a really good price. So as some of you will probably know, trying to buy a second-hand Surron is not the easiest thing in the world. So it comes along with its problems. You get plenty of people trying to scam you with Surrons. You get plenty of people who don't know what they're doing with the bikes, don't know a lot about the bikes, will break them and then try and sell them as maybe slightly faulty or used. People will try and con you out of buying a bike that may have a faulty motor, a faulty controller, and without you knowing, you could end up buying a bike that is near enough worthless without you spending a fair amount of money on it trying to get it put right. So you do have to be really careful in the second-hand market. But with all that being said, that basically brings us to the end of our ranting session. And we're now going to have a bit of a go on this bike park. Just got to pretend like you're pedaling. After you, mate. Go on. Cheers, lad. So with the rent over, we have found a little bike park. We may get shouted at for riding here, but we're gonna have a bit of a go. We're gonna see what it's all about. That looks mega. Yes, I've seen a lot of people in America ride trails and tracks like this, and I've always wanted to have a quick go. It's going to be mega fun. This is more my style of riding. I like doing the jumps, but I prefer fast trails. But yeah, this is more my style of riding. Not starting at the start of the trails. We never quite do it the way you're meant to, do we? Jump into the berm. That's a nice little hop down. Got a big jump there. I'm slowly getting more comfortable with my jump riding, which is nice. It's just a case of having a go. Go on then, we're following. So yeah, like I say, we have got better at the jumps recently. It's a bit of a learning curve, especially having a bike with a throttle. I did used to ride BMX back in the day. Got alright at riding skate parks, nothing mega. But it's a different ball game when you're trying to ride with a throttle, especially with the power that the Torp can give you. Yes, this is amazing. Oh, this is what we just saw, so that comes through. We come down here, lovely. A few decent jumps, straight over that one. Bit of a whip, around the berm. Oh, love it. Straight back up. At least we're on the right path now. Gonna flick it into eco. I feel like sport is just too powerful for these. Don't need to be using all that power. So while we're going round, if anybody's got any video suggestions that they want to see me make, please feel free to leave it in the comments. This YouTube channel is a community YouTube channel. It's not for my entertainment, it's for our entertainment. I love making the videos. I love riding the bikes, but I also want to give people the entertainment they want to see, and I want to give people the information that they need to know. So any video ideas, anything people needs to know about the bikes, anything people want to see, anybody wants to see any parts being tried, then let me know. I'll do my best to get this content out and make some good content for everybody. Yeah, that's not the way we want to go. Let's go. Whoa, a bit too speedy on that one. Try and hit the step down. Not enough speed. Perfect for that one though. Then we've got loads of little rumps and bumps. Oh, love it. That was ideal. Yeah, needs more of a lip. Right, so continuing on, we're going to have another few goes around this, and we're going to head back to the cool pump track that we were trying. Whoa, I've come too quick already. There's a big drop there. Off to a bad start on that one. I like this uphill bit though, this is nice. You even pop a bit of a wheelie coming up. Hopefully I've got my camera at a good angle for you. I know that sometimes it's not the best angle. It's hard because I like to sit down and stand up, so it changes a bit too much. Big jump into that. I don't know if that's the end of the trail already. That is. I'll send it down this one. Love it. Comes quick round there. And then we're going on the green trail. A few little berms, hit the air berms. Back into another berm, straight up and over. Lovely. Presume we go back up here, back on a blue trail. Where's he gone? I've lost him. Hey up, he's behind me. I didn't know where you were. I missed it. Tight corner. Oh, I like these bits though. Oh, we're back on this. I'll send it left in here this time. Little air berms. Straight up into this trail. Oh, this is lovely. Straight back into it. Yes, this is a flowy nice one. These are the ones we want to be doing doubles on. Oh, we're getting quicker. Woo! Big jump. I don't know which one he's going to try and double. Oh, that's not the one. Too quick. They've not got enough lips, that's the problem. Oh. No, not cool. On one of the last ones I fucking flew to the bottom though. I'm gonna try doubles. Oh no, that was heavy. No. Oh, I hit my nuts so bad. Oh, that was a sack tap and a half. Oh my god. Oh, my nuts are ruined. Oh, that's no good. I landed on my nuts so bad. I did the first set of doubles at the back, then tried to do the second one. It ate shit. Oh, I think I don't know because I lean back with my butt a bit when I stand up, so I'm at the perfect place to just slap my nuts on the back of the seat. So that's it for this bike park. I think we're ready to head back to the proper pump track, so we'll see you when we're back. So we've made it back to the pump track. Gonna do a few laps and see how we do. I've got a proper BMX here again. We're going to do the full track again. We have got slightly better since the first outing here. Got used to the track a bit better. Can actually get some air over the jumps. I will put some clips in of us clearing the jumps, or trying to at least. Oh, I cased it. I cased that as well. Much better though. Woo! It still knackers me out. I'm still not used to how tired it makes you going round. I'll have another go round. It's definitely getting a bit colder now. Got to keep moving to keep the warmth. It is still winter time in the UK, so we're getting high degrees of about 5 degrees if we're lucky. We're even doing it like the BMX is how they use the tracks to pump round. I like these last ones, these are easy to jump. Don't need a lot of speed. Keep it controlled. Whoa. My bike control is nowhere near as good as it should be. So that is going to bring us towards the end of the video now. We've had a good day out on the bikes. We've briefly talked about why I think you should be waiting to buy a Surron, looking at the other options available, looking at what else is on the market, and looking at the price range compared to what you get in the packages. Like mentioned earlier in the video, if you have got any video suggestions or anything you want to watch from me in the future, then please let me know. But apart from that, I'm going to be Matt Francis signing out. Peace.